Yesterday, a gutty performance by the 1969 Expos pushed the 2018 Brewers to the limit and forced Josh Hader into a 4-out save to get a 5-3 victory notched over those Expos, moving the Expos record to 1-4 on the season and keeping the 2018 Brewers record perfect at 5-0. Today, we're back at Miller Park in Milwaukee for the third and final game of the series between these two clubs to see if the Brewers will stay undefeated and at the top of the, or tied for the top of the National League with the 1983 Atlanta Braves. The Expos, looking to play spoiler, have loaded their lineup with bats, and we'll see who wins. Next, from Miller Park in Milwaukee, this is Kurt Berglund with Payoff Pitch Dream Season Baseball. 26 of my favorite teams from 1964 to today using Payoff Pitch Baseball. Let's give you the lineups. For the visiting Montreal Expos, the first year of existence, with a lineup that I promise you Gene Mauch never used in 1969. Leading off in center field, it's Mac Jones. Batting second, at second base, Kevin Collins. Batting third, in left field, Bob Bailey. Batting fourth in right field, Rusty Staub. Batting fifth at first base, it's Ron Fairley. Batting sixth at third base, Coco LeBoy. Batting seventh behind the plate, John Bateman. And batting eighth and playing shortstop today, Gary Sutherland. Batting ninth and on the mound for the 69 Expos in this one is hard-throwing right-hander Mike Wegener. Mike was 5-14 with a 440 earned run average in 1969. He had 26 starts and 65 innings pitched. We'll see how he does against the Brewer lineup. For the home-standing 2018 first place Milwaukee Brewers, leading off in center field, it's Lorenzo Kane. Batting second at shortstop, it's Hernan Perez. Batting third in left field, it's Christian Yelich. Batting fourth at first base, Jesus Aguilar. Batting fifth at second base, Travis Shaw. Batting sixth in right field, his first start of the season, just like it's Perez's first start of the season, Domingo Santana. Batting seventh at third base, Mike Moustakas. Batting eighth and doing the catching, Eric Kratz. And batting ninth and doing the pitching, Ulyss Chassin, the ace of the Brewers staff in 2018 with a 15-8 record and a 3.50 earned run average, 35 starts, and 192 innings of work. Those are the specifics. If the Expos win, the Brewers keep no more than a share of first place as we finish the second series of this 18-game mini-season. So let's see what happens. Mac Jones steps in against Ulyss Chassin. And this is grounded to short. Perez gloves it and throws to Aguilar. And there's one man gone in the first. We are underway from Miller Park. Kevin Collins stands in, left-handed batting backup infielder. Acquired from the Mets during the season. Hit in the air to right. Domingo Santana will get there, and that is 2 down. And now Bob Bailey. And Bob lines a single right back up the middle for a base hit. He is aboard with a single with 2 men out for Rusty Staub. Bob Bailey not going anywhere on the bases. So Rusty Doesn't have to worry about that. Chassin checks Bailey at first. The pitch home to Staub is hit in the air to left. Christian Yelich moving toward the line as it hooks away from him. But he will get there and make the catch for out number 3 in the top of the first. We've played a half an inning, and we are scoreless in Milwaukee. For the Brewers, it's Kane, Perez, and Yelich in the bottom of the first against Wagner. Pitch to Lorenzo. He struck him out, and there's one gone in the Brewer first. Perez. First start at shortstop. First start anywhere. Pitch to Hernan. Hit in the air to right field. Rusty Staub moving toward the line. He will get there and make the play. That's 2 gone. And now MVP Christian Yelich. 321 against righties. He struck him out. Wagner strikes out 2 of the 3 batters he faces. We are scoreless after an inning. For the Expos, here comes Fairley, LeBoy, and Bateman against Chassin in the second inning. And Fairley hits it into center field, but not deep. Lorenzo Kane will get there, and there's one man out. Coco LeBoy, career minor leaguer up until 1969. 257 against righties. Hey, struck him out. That's 2 gone. And now John Bateman. 184 for John against righties. Grounded to short. Perez to his left. Pivots and throws, and that retires Bateman at first. We've played 1.5, and we're scoreless in Milwaukee. Wagner will face Aguilar, Shaw, and Santana in the Brewers' second. Jesus, 271 against righties. He walks. He's aboard with nobody out for Travis Shaw. Travis, 251 against righties, and I'm dropping dice left and right. It's my favorite thing. And who really knows where that went, so I'm going to grab a new one. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Travis hits this one to center. Mac Jones, not blessed with a lot of center field range, will get there, and there's one gone. Domingo Santana, who went from 30 homers on the season in 2017 to pinch hitter in 2018. Pitch to him. He struck him out, third of the game for Wagner, and now Moustakas with 2 outs and 1 man aboard. Mike, 252 against righties for the Brewers in 2018. He strokes this one into right, but Rusty Staub is going to charge, and he will get there for the 3rd out. That retires the Brewers, and we go to the 3rd with no score in Milwaukee. It's Sutherland, Wagner, and Mac Jones, top of the order for the 69 Expos. Gary, 216 versus right-handers. And he strokes a base hit to right. Sutherland takes him the other way, and he's aboard with a single. Not a great deal of speed for Gary, but they could put something on. Let's see what happens here. Wagner coming to the plate. Brewers think there's a bunt on. The pitch home. Wagner squares around to bunt and misses it for strike one. Will Gene Mauch keep the bunt on or let him swing? We'll see what happens. Chassin to the belt, checks Sutherland at first. The pitch home, he's squaring again. This time he gets it down. It goes to Aguilar, who will flip to Shaw covering, and that will retire Wagner at first. Sutherland moves to second base. The Expos have a man in scoring position with one out. And Mac Jones coming to the plate. Jones, 282, and a cult hero for the Expos fans in 69. He's 0 for 1 today. Hey, struck him out. Chassin needed it, and he got it. 2 gone for Kevin Collins, who's 0 for 1. Grounded to second. This is Shaw. He will flip to Aguilar, and that will retire the 69 Expos in the third. We've played 2.5 scoreless in Milwaukee. For the Brewers, it'll be Kratz, Chassin, and then the top of the order with Kane coming up here in the bottom of the third. Eric lines a base hit to left. He's on with a single. Chassin comes up. Wagner to the belt. The pitch to Ulis. He's bunting. He gets it down. LaBoy throws to Collins covering first, and that retires Chassin as Kratz moves up to second base. Now the Brewers have a man in scoring position with one out. Kane is 0 for 1. Grounded to short. This is Sutherland. He checks Kratz at second and throws across to Fairley at first for the out. There's 2 gone, and Perez comes to the plate. Hernan, 239 against righties, but plays everywhere. Was a valuable man for this team. The pitch. Stroked in the air to center field. Mac Jones coming on. Mac Jones coming on. He will get there, and that will retire the Brewers in the third. We've played 3 complete, and we are still scoreless in Milwaukee. Chassin back out. It's Bailey, Staub, and Fairley, the meat, if that's the word I'm looking for, of the Expos order. Bailey hits it to left and deep. Yelich back to the track. He's got it, and that's the first out of the inning for the Expos. Rusty Staub, maybe their MVP. Yeah, I guess he was. The pitch. This one's in the air to left, but not as deep. Yelich moves into left center a little bit and will make the catch for the second out of the inning. Ron Fairley is 0 for 1. Came over from L.A. in a midseason deal. This is grounded to second. Travis Shaw gloves it and throws to Aguilar, and that retires Fairley in the fourth. In the bottom of the fourth, we have Yelich, Aguilar, and Shaw, the meat of the Brewers order. Coming up, Christian is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. Pitch from Wagner. He struck him out for the second time. One gone in the fourth. Aguilar walked in the second, his only at bat. This is hit high into center, but not too deep. Mac Jones is there in plenty of time and makes the grab for out number 2. Travis Shaw with 32 homers, 30 of them against righties on the season, is 0 for 1 today. He grounds this one to LeBoy. And Coco kicks it. And it's a one-base error for LeBoy with 2 outs. Shaw is aboard. Santana comes up. 0 for 1 for Domingo on the day. He struck out in the second. 3-0-1 against righties, though. He's dangerous. And he struck him out. So for Wegner, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. We go to the 5th, and we've decided nothing. It's scoreless in Milwaukee. For the Expos, it's LeBoy, Bateman, and Sutherland coming up in the top of the 5th. These Expos are scrappy. LeBoy is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. A comebacker, glove by Chassin. He's going to flip to Aguilar, and there's one gone. Bateman had the day off yesterday. Ron Braun did the catching. Grounded to second. Shaw throws to Aguilar, and there's 2 down. And now Gary Sutherland with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Grounded to second again. Shaw to his right. Gloves it and throws. That retires the Expos in the 5th. We're halfway home and still scoreless in Milwaukee. And my friends, we have a new sponsor for Payoff Pitch Dream Season Baseball. Have you asked yourself, yes, I'm committed to organic foods, but where can I find an organic Pop-Tart? Are organic Pop-Tarts found in the wild? Are they grown in nature? Where can I get an organic Pop-Tart? Well, my friends, I have the answer. It's right here. Nature's Path Organic Frosted Blueberry Toaster Pastries. Best of all, my friends, always organic. You're thinking you can't find toaster pastries, Pop-Tarts in nature? Well, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. I've got them right here. Nature's Path Organic Frosted Bunch of Blueberries Toaster Pastries. And they taste just as good as they sound. Well, let me tell you about the nutrition facts, my friends, because these are vegetarian. How do I know? The box tells me so. That's how. For your cholesterol, 0%. For your sodium, well, 11%. For your carbs, 28%. These are practically good for you. Why? They're organic, my friend. They're always organic. Nature's Path Frosted Bunch of Blueberry Toaster Pastries. Pick them up at your grocer today. Bottom of the 5th. Mike Wegner back on the mound. It's Moustakas, Kratz, and Chassin, unless they hit for him. Moustakas is 0 for 1. The pitch from Wegner. Grounded to second, glove by Collins. He throws to Fairley, and there's one man out in the bottom of the fifth. Kratz, 1 for 1. He has the only Brewer single of the only Brewer hit of the day off Wagner. This is hit to left. That's Fairley. No, that's Bailey. Sorry, Bob Bailey. And that's range. So here we go. And Bob Bailey happily gets there. Who says he fields with his bat? Not me. Eric Kratz flies out to left for the second out of the inning. Chassin is due up. There's 2 outs. There's nobody on. Counsell's going to let him bat, I guess. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the fifth. The pitch to Ulis. He walks him. 2 out walk to the pitcher. Has disaster written all over it. And now it's Lorenzo Kane. Chassin puts the jacket on, and Kane steps in the batter's box. Grounded to second. This is Collins. He goes the short way to Sutherland for the force, and that'll retire the Brewers and Lorenzo Kane in the bottom of the fifth. We've played 5. No score in Milwaukee. Wagner will lead off for the Expos, then back to the top of the order with Mac Jones and Kevin Collins. Chassin back out for his 6th inning of work. He has allowed 2 hits, both of them singles, the only base runners so far. Grab Mike's card. Here we go. And the pitch. Grounded to short, taken by Perez. He throws to Aguilar. There's 1 out, and that's 10 in a row for Chassin. Mac Jones, we start the 3rd time through the order. Mac Jones is up. The leadoff hitter is 0 for 2 in the game. He draws a walk. That's going to get action going in the Brewer bullpen. And it's going to be Junior Guerra and Dan Jennings warming up. Double-barreled action in the Brewer bullpen. 1 out, 1 on for Kevin Collins. Kevin's 0 for 2 on the day. The pitch from Chassin. He draws a walk. There's 2 on. Bob Bailey is 1 for 2. Double play target if they can get him to hit it on the ground. Chassin's pitch. Hey, struck him out. 2 gone. And 2 on for Rusty Staub. In a situation fraught with peril. The Expos have a golden opportunity here. Chassin trying to get his way through the 6th inning. The pitch to Staub. And Rusty strokes this one to right center. It's going to split Santana and Kane. It'll score Jones from second. Here comes Collins around third. Are they going to wave him? They are not. He will hold at third, and it's 1-0 Expos with Fairley coming to the plate. And here comes Craig Counsell. That's going to do it for Chassin. He wants lefty Dan Jennings in the bullpen, and he's going to get him right now. To face Fairley, Jennings is the left-hander. 72 games, 64 innings. 1 start. He was an opener in that start. 4-5 record with a 3.22 for the earned run average for the 2018 Brewers, and he is in a tough spot here because Fairley can hit, Although against lefties, not quite as much. 260 with a 339 on base average. But Fairley was a hitter, and even though he's 0 for 2 today, he's got 2 outs. Collins at third, Staub at second, and these are important insurance runs for the Expos. So Ron wants to come through. Jennings to the belt. He checks the runners. The pitch home to Fairley. Shot in the air, but at Santana in right field. Domingo only moves a few steps and takes it in. But the Expos score a run and break out on top with the lead. It's 1-0 Montreal after 5.5. Here comes Wegner, and it's going to be Perez, Yelich, and Aguilar in the Brewers' 6th. Hernan is 0 for 2. Perez swings and hits it in the air to right toward the line. Staub is going to get there on the run, and he does. That's 1 gone. Christian Yelich 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts on the day. He lines a base hit up the middle. He figures out Wegner, and he is aboard with a base hit. Now they could do a lot of things here. Yelich stole 22 bases, was only caught 4 times on the season. How do they want to do this? Okay, so Christian's working on his lead. Aguilar comes to the plate. 35 dongs on the year for Aguilar as he took control of the first base position early in the year. Jesus today is 0 for 1 with a walk. Wegner to the belt. The pitch. There goes Yelich. The steal. The throw. He steals it. Bateman's throw goes into center field. Now Yelich is off to third base, so it's a stolen base and an E2 getting Yelich to third, and Aguilar is still at the plate with a strike 1 count. Expos infield moves in. Pitch to Jesus. Grounded to short. All right, now let's see. 5. Okay, so Sutherland gloves it and throws to Fairley at first. Yelich has to hold at third. So with 2 outs, Shaw is due. Santana's on deck. Shaw is a left-handed hitter. Santana's a right-handed hitter. He could walk Shaw or go right after him, and looks like that's what they're going to do. Shaw is 0 for 2 today. Wegner to the belt. The pitch home. He walks him, maybe an intentional walk. Now the Brewers have men at the corners with 2 outs for Santana. Domingo 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts on the day. Wegner still fighting. 2 outs in the 6th. Yelich at third. Shaw at first. Santana at bat. The pitch. Uh-oh, he hung it. Santana swings, and it's deep to left. Bailey to the wall, and it's off the Friday's restaurant windows. Santana crushes a 3-run dong. It's 3-1 Brewers in the bottom of the 6th. That's a heartbreaker for Wegner, but he's not out of it yet because Moustakas is coming to the plate. Dan McGinn and Howie Reed are warming in the Expos bullpen. They get double-barreled action going. But there's 2 outs, and Moustakas at the plate with nobody on. The Brewers get a 3-run lead. A 2-run lead on a 3-run bomb by Santana. The pitch to Moustakas. Hey, struck him out, and that gets the Expos out of the inning. But the Brewers answer the Expos' solo run in the top of the 6th with 3 of their own in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the 7th, it's 3-1 Milwaukee. We're going to have a new pitcher on for the Brewers as Jennings' day is done. It's going to be Junior Guerra. In the top of the 7th, Junior, coming out of the Milwaukee pen, 31 games, 26 starts, 141 innings, 6-9 with a 4.09 earned run average on the season. LeBoy comes to the plate. We're in the top of the 7th. Coco is 0 for 2 on the day. LeBoy launches one to left. It's high, but it's not deep. Yelich has room, and he will make the play. That's 1 gone. John Bateman's 0 for 2. He comes up now. Guerra's pitch. Hey, struck him out. That's 2 gone. And now Gary Sutherland, who's 1 for 2. Wegner on deck, but probably won't bat if Sutherland should reach. Pitch to Gary. Hey, struck him out. Guerra strikes out 2 of the 3 men he faces. That does it in the 7th. It's time to stretch. In the top of the 7th, it's time to stretch him out with the score. The 2018 Brewers 3, the 1969 Expos 1, and it's near the bottom of the order for Kratz, Guerra if he bats, and then Kane to face Wegner. All right, so we're going to have a double switch. Gene Mauch changed his mind. He's coming out to the mound. He's going to pull Wegner and go with Dan McGinn, a left-hander. McGinn will bat in the catcher spot, the number 7 spot in the order, and Ron Brand will come out and do the catching in the bottom of the 7th and bat 9th. So Brand will lead off the top of the 8th as Gene Mauch pulls Wegner and Bateman. Give you Wegner's numbers on the day. 6 innings pitched. Only 3 hits. He walked 3. He struck out 6. Allowed 3 runs. They're all earned. And 1 home run. He's on the hook for the loss unless the score changes. Dan McGinn, 74 games, only 1 start in 69. 132 innings pitched, 7-10 record with a 394 earned run average. He is a left-hander. And Howie Reed keeps throwing in the Expos bullpen. Kratz is a 196 hitter against lefties. Eric lines it to center field. Mac Jones coming on, and he will make the catch for the first out of the 7th for Milwaukee. Guerra will be hit for. He's being called back. Ryan Braun is being called on to pinch hit with the lefty McGinn on the mound. Braun hit .246 with a 340 on base average and a .523 slugging percentage against lefties on the season. Nobody's on, one man is out in the Brewers' 7th. Ryan swings and lifts it in the air to center. Mac Jones back toward the track and will make the catch. 2 gone, and now Lorenzo Kane. 0 for 3 on the day for Lorenzo with a strikeout. He lines a base hit. This one is to center field, and he's aboard with his first hit of the day. Hernan Perez comes up with 2 outs and Kane at first. Kane works on his lead. McGinn to the belt. The pitch home to Perez. A base hit to left for Perez. Kane is around second. The play is in front of him. He will take third sliding, and there's men at the corners from Milwaukee with Yelich coming to the plate. Aguilar is on deck. McGinn in a jam. He's got to hold the Brewers where they're at if the Expos are going to have hope. Christian is 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. 337 against lefties on the season. The pitch to Yelich. He walks him. The bases are loaded, and here comes Gene Mauch. He wants the right-hander. It's Howie Reed. Howie Reed is coming on to face Aguilar in the bottom of the 7th. McGinn goes 2/3 of an inning. 2 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, no runs allowed yet. But everybody on base is his responsibility, and the bases are dripping with 2018 Brewers. Aguilar stands in 0 for 2 with a walk on the day. Reed, the belt. Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you about Howie. He's a right-hander, 31 games, 15 starts, 106 innings pitched with a 6-7 earned run average, 6-7 record with a 484 earned run average. All right, he goes to the belt. The pitch. Is hit in the air to right. Staub toward right center. He's on the run. He will get there and make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. We've played 7 in Milwaukee. It's 3-1 2018 Brewers over the 1969 Expos. We have a new pitcher coming on for the Crew. It's going to be Corey Knebel. Corey Knebel was the Brewer closer until he had arm trouble. In the 2018 season. And that moved Josh Hader and Jeremy Jeffress into sort of co-closers. However, Knebel came back before the end of the season. He pitched 57 games in total, 16 saves, 55 innings pitched, a 4-3 record with a 358 earned run average. He will face Brand, and then to the top of the order, Mac Jones and Kevin Collins for the Expos. Ron, 250. This is his first at bat on the day. 250 for the Expos. Pitch from Knebel. Grounded to third, gloved by Moustakas. He throws to Aguilar, and that's his first out of the day. Mac Jones with 1 out in the 8th. Mac is 0 for 2 with a walk, a whiff, and a run. He scored the Expos' only run. Pitch to Mac. Swings and hits it to center, but not deep. Kane will get there, and there's 2 gone, and now Kevin Collins. Kevin is 0 for 2 with a walk. He strikes him out. We've played 7.5. Brewers 3, Expos 1. We're going to have a new pitcher for Montreal in the bottom of the 8th. And it's going to be Don Shaw. Howie Reed pitched 1/3 of an inning. No walks, no hits, no runs, no strikeouts. Don Shaw is a left-hander. He is on in this game to get the lefties in the Brewer lineup that are dangerous. It's Shaw, 35 games, 1 start, 65 2/3 innings pitched. He was 2-5 with a .521 earned run average on the season. Don Shaw will face Travis Shaw, Domingo Santana, and Mike Moustakas in the bottom of the 8th for the Brewers. Shaw's job, shut the Brewers down and give the Expos a chance in the 9th. Travis Shaw is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. The pitch to Travis. Bloop to center. Here comes Mac Jones. He's coming on. He's got it. And he's acquitted himself pretty well out there for his first game in center field. Domingo Santana has accounted for the Brewers' offense in this game with a 3-run dong in the 6th. He's 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Shaw, the wind, the pitch home. He walked him. A 1-out walk to Santana, and now Mike Moustakas, 267 against lefties, 0 for 3 today. Shot of the belt, checks Santana at first. The pitch home to Moustakas. He hits it deep. Gonna be... Oh, my bad. It's grounded to Collins at second. Collins gloves it, goes to Sutherland for 1. Back to Fairley for 2. It's a soul-crushing, rally-killing double play for the Expos that gets Shaw out of the mess and takes us to the top of the 9th with the Brewers leading 3-1. Here comes Josh Hader to pitch the 9th for the Milwaukee Brewers. Josh Hader has to negotiate his way through the meat of the Expos order. Bailey, Staub, and then Fairley. Pretty amazing card for Hader. 55 games, 81 innings, 12 saves, 6-1 record with a .243 earned run average. And it's tough on this guy. He is a left-handed flamethrower. We'll see if the Expos can do anything with them. It's 3-1 Brewers in the top of the ninth. 3-1 Milwaukee. They're 3 outs away from running the table on their first 6 games and assuring themselves at least a share of first place after 2 series. Bailey is 1 for 3 against left-handers. He hit .262. He has struck out in this game. Pitch to Bob from Josh Hader. Grounded to second. This is Shaw, Travis Shaw. He throws to Aguilar, and there's 1 man out. Rusty Staub is 1 for 3 with a double. .245 against lefties on the season. The pitch from Hader. Grounded to third, gloved by Moustakas. He throws to Aguilar, and there's 2 down. And now Ron Fairley is due. .260 for Fairley. They're going to go with Jose Herrera to pinch hit for Fairley. So Herrera comes to the plate. Could play a bunch of positions for you. .291 against lefties on the season. That's why he's in there, trying to keep it alive to give Coco LeBoy in the on-deck circle a chance to tie it. Fairley ends his day 0 for 3. There's 2 outs in the top of the ninth. Brewer fans on their feet. Hader to the belt. The pitch to Herrera. Hey, struck him out, and that ends the ball game. Another save for Josh Hader. It's a 3-1 hard-fought victory for the 2018 Brewers. They are now 6-0 and remain in first place after 2 series. And they've got a big series as the schedule flexes. They've got a big series coming up with the 1983 Atlanta Braves for their next 3 games. For the victorious 2018 Milwaukee Brewers, 3 runs on just 5 hits. And they committed no errors. For the vanquished 1969 Montreal Expos, 1 run on 3 hits with 2 errors. Winning pitcher will be Dan Jennings. The losing pitcher, Mike Wegner. And the save goes to Josh Hader. The Expos fall to 1-5 on the season. And that will do it for our games on the channel for Game 6. So, tomorrow will be the sports page, edition 6 of the sports page that I'll have for you. It's a report on all of the games, highlights, and the standings after the 6th game of play in my 18-game mini-season that we call the Dream Season. So we'll update you on that tomorrow with all of the good info for you on where we stand at this point in the season. But I can tell you for sure that the 2018 Brewers are in first place. The 83 Braves are tied with the Brewers right now for first place I got to double check that. They may not be. They may just be in second place. But I'll let you know tomorrow on the sports page. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Kurt Berglund. Please click like and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all of the Payoff Pitch Dream Season baseball action. Appreciate your interest. Have a great day. So long, everybody.